Hello and welcome to RaceWire, your daily pit stop for everything motorsports. I'm Chase, and here are your top racing headlines for today. NASCAR is coming back to Southern California. Cup Series drivers will be competing in a road course on Naval Base Coronado in San Diego to celebrate the 250th anniversary of the United States Navy. The official date for the NNRL Metro Graphics Divisional Series opener has been released, and the drivers are gearing up for a wild night at Daytona. Denny Hamlin has signed a multi-year extension with Joe Gibbs Racing after just 5 days after he won his 58th Cup Series race. Alrighty, so our f- our first headline: NASCAR has announced its return to Southern California. The NASCAR Cup Series drivers will be racing on a road course layout on Naval Base Coronado in San Diego. This is the first time that NASCAR has ever raced on a military base. The idea of racing on a military base has been floated around for the last few years in NASCAR schedule meetings and was an idea that Executive Vice President Ben Kennedy said felt like just such a natural opportunity for us to explore. Kennedy also said, "We've talked to a handful of military bases. This one was a really good fit for us. We felt like it was a good opportunity for us to get back to the Southern California market and re engage our fans. The course will be around 3 miles and will utilize the tarmac and the aprons of the runways, but likely not the runways themselves," said Kennedy, who oversees NASCAR scheduling and events. Course will be designed to also limit disruptions of base operations. Kennedy said NASCAR expects tens of thousands of fans to be able to attend the event. NASCAR will have a general admission ticket that would allow people to roam to various temporary grandstands as well as to visit military displays. There are also will be temporary suites erected for the event. Since NASCAR will not race at Chicago, new venues might come up in its replacement. NASCAR announced last week that it would engage in talks with Chicago politicians to return the street race in 2027 on a date other than around July 4th. Kennedy said about Chicago, "It's a tremendous market for us to be in. We're bullish about getting it back on the schedule in 2027 and beyond." NASCAR is still in negotiations to return to Mexico City next year with a preference for a spring date around the likely Easter off weekend and well before the upcoming World Cup. Our next headline: the official date for the series opener of the Metro Graphics Divisional Series has been announced. The race will be on August 1st, 2025, with qualifying at 7 p.m. and the actual race at 8 p.m. NRL during Season 9 announced the possibility for a second series to be added. However, it wasn't confirmed yet. Now we know it's coming. Metro Graphics, which is the main sponsor for this series, is extremely excited to have their company be a partner with the NRL. The NRL ZMP Cup Series Clash is also coming up soon, but that series opener has not been announced yet. Our next headline: Denny Hamlin, has signed a multi-year contract extension with Joe Gibbs Racing after winning a recent Cup Series race. On Friday, 5 days after winning his 58th Cup race, the 44-year-old Hamlin signed what he said would likely be his final contract extension. Team officials said the deal was for multiple years, though Hamlin noted he didn't want anything longer than 2 years. Hamlin said, "2 years is what I was comfortable with. I wanted to make sure I gave them the proper time and make sure I commit to them for not 1 year, but multiple years. To let them try to continue to build the program. I want to make sure I'm still at my peak form in my final year." There's no indication that Hamlin is slowing down, though. A win in Sunday's Brickyard 400 at Indianapolis Motor Speedway would allow Hamlin to complete a career sweep of NASCAR's crown jewel races. He has already won three Daytona 500s, three Southern 500s, and one Coca-Cola 600. Hamlin said adding another crown jewel would be big, and then to have swept them all will make his 17th career Indy star. He also said, I mean, certainly the names are very, very prestigious on that list, so it would certainly mean a lot to me. It would be just another feather in the cap. Hamlin has done just about everything else since his first race in 2005 except win a series title. And Denny Hamlin is still looking to win that title before he retires. So let's see how this year's playoffs will turn out. Alrighty, now before we leave you, here's your quote of the day from Max Verstappen after his good win in the Hungarian GP. The day you think you can't improve is the day you start going backwards. That's it for today's Race Wire. I'm Chase. Stay fast, stay safe, and I'll see you next weekend.